Stream is started. That's a good sign. Let's close Firefox, and here we go. All right, let me get my keyboard. Enter. 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 It's just a lot of me hitting enter. 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 I think I just got one more. Enter. Okay. All right. I can close Discord because Discord is good. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Let me move my keyboard. I gotta click on the damn computer. Sorry. I try to keep these clean. I didn't mean to say the D word. I know most people don't even consider that a swear, but I do try. I endeavor to keep this stream fairly clean. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get a drink of water. Hi, cutie. My dog is. I will be taking a break. Not that anybody's here yet, so it doesn't matter. But I will be taking a break to feed my dog. Assuming my computer doesn't decide to do whatever it's been doing. It shouldn't, because I've adjusted the power settings. But who knows? We'll see. But I think, as much as I ever think, I think I've got my stuff where I need it. So, okay, I've posted everywhere. I've closed all the non-essential windows, and I think we are good. So I'll give this another, what's the time frame here? I used to wait 5 minutes before I'd start the stream. I'm not going to wait 5 minutes this time. Or I don't really wait 5 minutes anymore because I don't really think there's a point. But I'll give it till, I don't know. I'll give it 2 minutes. Well, it's almost 2 minutes. I'll give it, who cares? Whatever. Here we go. We'll just start it now. 2 minutes is fine. People, they're not going to miss anything. Really not. Where's the, wait a minute. Where is my, is that what it is? I think that's it. Okay. I see where it is. All right. There we go. Okay. You're seeing all this stuff. Good, good, good. So I wanted to quickly show, because I finished, oh, where is it? Oh, it's down here. I finished my, oh, well, this isn't, I forgot. I finished the pager, the Dead Media pager. I did export it and then put text into the pager in Photoshop, so you don't see that. You're not really missing anything. The pager text just says 911 help. Cell phones are trying to kill me, or the cell phone is trying to kill me, something like that. But otherwise, it looks identical to this. So this is 99% there except for the text, which I couldn't really do. Even though Procreate does have text, it didn't have the font that I wanted. I don't think you can really, I haven't looked at Procreate's font stuff yet, but I don't think they have what I wanted. So anyway, that's done. So the final version of that will be going up on, what's the word for it? I've lost the ability to speak. On Threadless. So I'll be uploading that. Now this is the one I'm just doing a fun one tonight. This is based on Brian Quarfoth, who runs the YouTube channel Hat Hole Home Video, did a series of, he is really good at doing these characters. Like, he's got all kinds of costume stuff, and he's really good at doing voices and imitation voices and all this stuff. And he did this character. I believe the character's name is Skeeter Buxton, who's supposed to be this very angry country singer. And so I was watching the video of him, and I get like this. I will see images of people, and they'll just be striking for some reason, and I'll want to do an image based on it. So this is a sketch based on that character, Skeeter Buxton, which is, I basically reversed the image, took a screenshot, reversed it, sketched off that, changed it a little bit, like his hand. I mean, that thumb has to get fixed, but his hand doesn't look like that in the actual video. Changed little things here. I think the hat is slightly different because it was cut off, so I just made up the top of it, that type of thing. But it's pretty close. And then some of the way the clothing lays, I kind of changed as well. So, but it's basically, if you were to see the video, you would recognize the genesis of this image in there. And I just think it's funny, so I'm just going to do a thing based on it, because sometimes you just do an image for fun. I've been doing, what's the word for it? I've been doing commissions of my magic cards. Actually, I can show you that in a second too. So I have 170 available. Okay, good. How big is this thing? 9 by 12. Okay, that makes sense. So what's the ones that I've done? Let's see. Where are those? Oh, here we go. This one, if I turn the red color off. Okay, there we go. This one, which, you know, this is not the final version, but that person actually just posted it somewhere so I can show this. He wanted my Shieldred image, basically, but with Yoshi from Mario Brothers. And at first I was kind of like, well, okay. But then when I started thinking about it, it made sense. So essentially what do I have the Shieldred image? Okay. Well, that's a version of it. I don't think I actually have the normal Shieldred one. But essentially, something like this, but replacing it with Yoshi. So I did that. He was very happy with it. I actually had a lot of fun doing that. I just sent this one out. That's the color wheel I'm using because that actually corresponds to my pens. This one just got sent out. Those V's are the colors. Somebody who wanted a Shieldred image with certain colors. I asked, oh, what are your favorite colors? And they were purple and a couple other colors, so I was messing with that. And then, sorry, I'm scratching where the mic is, so that might pick up. And then this one, I just finished. It's actually drying behind me. This was an interesting one, I have to say. That one where he wanted an angelic version of Shieldred. So, hello, Hamilicious, welcome. Hopefully this is not interminably boring because I'm not a particularly good streamer, but thank you for stopping by. So, yeah, so anyway, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work on this little thing because this is just going to be a fun stream. Oh, man! Okay, wait. No, all right, wait, no. It wasn't... No, Ethan was the one who bought the Beholder, I think. Is it Keith? No. Wait, no. I don't have the names in front of me. I'm terrible with... Oh, wait. I know where to find... No, don't tell me. Wait a minute. Oh, it doesn't matter. Ryan. Sorry, Ryan. I've mailed like 4 out in the last week, so I've got all the names mixed up. I'm really glad she liked that, man. That was I had a lot of fun doing that one. Yeah, I'm really happy I was able to get it out in time. I really cranked on that card because when you told me it was the birthday thing, I really wanted, because that's great to be able to give somebody a gift that's personal like that. But also, I got in a groove with that card. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, hey, you know what? That's a good problem to have. Believe it or not, that's a very good problem to have. I'm familiar with that. My wife has given me exceptional gifts many times. I've just given up. And I've said, you know what? I'm never going to be able to compete. So whatever. It's just what it is, and I know I can't win, so I've just given up on even trying because it's never going to happen. She's just better at it than me. You know, and the other problem for me is I tend to, when I see something I want, I just buy it, which kind of screws over my family and friends because then they have nothing to buy for me because I don't need people to buy gifts for me. So I just tend to buy stuff if I see it and I want, I just get it. What is this layer 20? Is this even an empty? No, it's an empty layer. That's why. All right, I'm going to make this bigger because I can make it... Oh, uniform, please. Thank you. I might as well fill the canvas here to some degree. That's great. I'm really, really happy she liked it because I did not... I didn't know how fast I was going to be able to do that card. And... Yeah. Well, yeah, that's my thing too. I just, you know, I don't need gifts anymore. I don't need them. I just don't, you know, gifts, it becomes such a thing. And then people feel like they're not spending enough. And they spend like, yeah. Yeah, I had a good weekend to work on that one. Sometimes it happens. It doesn't always happen. There's lots of times where I had one recently, one of the ones that I finished within the last week. And I just kind of got stuck in the middle of it. Not for any particular reason. It just kind of it just wasn't going the way I wanted it to for a little while. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just one of those things that happens sometimes. It wasn't a big deal. I was able to get it done. It just kind of stalled in the middle. A lot of times it's when I get to the color piece. I'm not good with color. I'm really not. I'm not great with color. I don't think in color very much. I tend to think monochrome. That's what a lot of my work used to be, was just monochrome. I mean, it's not that I don't like color. It's just that I'm not used to thinking in color. So that's usually where I get hung up. That's why a lot of times now I start asking people, well, what's some colors you like? Because that helps me. if I try to do it on my own, it probably wouldn't be that good. So it's helpful now when, and people are usually pretty good about saying, oh, no, here's 3 or 4 different colors. I'm like, okay, I can make that work because I have color options. I have plenty of color markers, but a lot of times my colors tend to be very flat and simple. Probably because I'm not a painter. You know, I mean, if you look at my stuff, like these are not difficult colors. You know, there's like 3 colors: red, blue, green, whatever, and you know, little. But they're all like that. That's how I see things. That's not a lot of colors. That's another green, right? I mean, purple. That's purple and red and bone color, and that's it. You know, I don't think in color that way. I mean, or something like this where there's where I have a reference, sure. But man, I struggled with this wing color for a while because I couldn't. Then I went to the owl reference and I kind of figured it out, and it was, you know. But like this one, oh good, it's a white owl. Very little color. I don't have to worry about color. All the colors in this are pretty muted, so it's pretty easy. Because yeah, color I struggle with. I always have. Like I said, I think it's because I was never, you know, I never really got good at painting when I was in art school. Art just isn't. Yeah. Well, it is. It does get like that. I mean, it just depends. Like I said, for me, that block is typically when it gets to the color part. Once it starts involving color is where I start to kind of sometimes struggle. Like I said, because you told me her favorite colors, that was easy or easier. Because it kind of, all right, it gave me a starting point. And also I've started doing color, I don't know what you would call them, color previews or whatever, on the iPad using that color wheel. Where is that thing? Is it here? No, it's not on that one. It's this one. So I found that the company that makes my markers has this color wheel. So that's really helpful now because I can kind of pre-plan it. And it's not going to look exactly like this because these are flat colors and it's markers. But you can see like right there, I went, okay, those are the colors. I got them. I laid them out. I liked them. This person preferred purples. So I just was like, okay, that number, that number, that number. And that way I was able to go to the card. Reds, because I love reds. I never struggle with reds. I can do a million things with red. I mean, I have tons of red, and that's easy. But anything outside of that, then then it becomes a little bit more difficult. So, but yeah, that color wheel thing, I don't know why I never thought to look for that until maybe 2 weeks ago. And then I'm like, oh yeah, they have a color wheel. Good. And that's been pretty helpful. That's been a nice tool to have because like I said, I can pre-plan it out because for a while I was just kind of doing it on the card and hoping it would work. Actually, that's why my foils are numbered from 49 because I destroyed one of them because I hated it so much. I actually just destroyed the card. I did not even want it to exist anymore, and that was because I made a mistake with color on it. So that's why most artist proofs are 50, and mine are 49 because one of them literally got destroyed by me, which is a very, very classic art thing to do. Destroy the work that you don't like. Because I was not happy with how that card came out. And I took it out on the card. And I had people say, oh, I still would have bought it with a screwed up, image on it. Like, I don't want anybody to have it with a screwed up image on it. That's not how I want my work to be seen. And I mean, it wasn't, yeah, no. That's what it is. That's a wonky thing, but not from Wizards. That's a wonky thing because of me. And that's just... Yeah, I've had a couple of people say, why is it 49? And I'm like, because I shredded one of my cards. Because oh boy, I was so mad about that. I was so mad when I did that because it was not recoverable. And I couldn't see any way because it took up so much of the back of the card. There was no way. I mean, I guess I could have painted it white and maybe tried to go over it. But you know what? I was not in the frame of mind to think that rationally. I was just very, very pissed because it was just stupid. And now that I can pre-plan a lot of the stuff on the iPad, it avoids that problem. I don't know why it didn't occur to me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was that. And, I'm not really happy about the fact that I didn't try to figure something out with it, but I was just not in the headspace for it because, and that was one of the first ones I think that I was doing for somebody, and I just went, oh, this is a great way to start this. Let me screw it up right off the bat because that's going to make me real popular with people when I can't even get a card right. So yeah, it was something, but it's okay. It gives the cards something unique. There's only 49 of them, so I guess that's, something. Not that I get into the whole collecting thing. That's not something I really... I did run into something interesting recently. That I don't know. Maybe this is just me on this. But there was another artist. I won't name any names. I don't want to do that. I don't think that's fair. But there was another artist who I was looking at getting a commission myself, somebody, because I really like this person's work. And look, I don't know anything. I will freely admit I don't play Magic. I don't know really. This is the first time I've done anything with this company, so I don't follow any of it. I don't know. Because I know there's kind of, what's the word for it? There's sort of these general expectations around how the artist proof stuff works and how commissions work and how artists are supposed to do things, which I screwed up early on because I'm not used to doing commissions like this. I'm used to doing my work and just posting it as soon as I'm done and say, hey, look, I finished this thing. And I wasn't really thinking about it, so I had posted somebody's commission in the Discord channel before that person had seen it. And then I realized, because they said, oh, usually you don't show it to anybody before the person. And it just didn't even occur to me. I felt really stupid because it was my mistake. I wasn't even thinking about it. It's just the way that I'm used to working. So there's all this stuff where I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's me. Maybe I don't know because I'm not in this world that much. So there's all these things that I'm just making mistakes on because I don't know what I'm doing, which I'll freely admit, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I sent a message about this thing and I got an answer back. And I at some point in it, I had asked, because I just assumed, because I sign and number my cards. And I know there are artists who don't, but it seems like most do. And so I just asked the question, oh, are these going to be signed and numbered? Not that I really care. I don't intend to sell cards. But at the same time, if that's, I just figured, okay, well, that's what people do. So I was just asking, just to find out. And I didn't get a response on it, and I thought, well, it's weird that they wouldn't even answer this. So I just kind of asked again. Right. And well, that was my thinking. So I just kind of asked again because, again, I was just curious because I had seen, again, I'm trying to be vague because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I'm not trying to, make anybody sound bad. I had seen some inconsistency on artist proofs from this person where some appeared to be numbered and some didn't. What I didn't pick up on was that the ones that were numbered all were number ones and all the rest were unnumbered. But I didn't really think about that because I wasn't looking at it that way. So I just didn't pick up on it. And so I asked, I think 3 times I had to ask, and the response I got was, no, I don't number them because the only ones that are worth anything with a number are the ones with number 1. And I thought, okay, wait a minute. And again, maybe this is me. I'll freely admit that my views on things are not everybody's views on things. So this could just be me. But I thought, well, either they're worth something with a number or they're not. Having it just where number 1 is worth something, but the rest aren't, doesn't make sense to me. Because the concept of numbering artist prints or proofs or whatever is because it's supposed to be, and this is probably common knowledge, but the idea is, you have a limited run of them, and generally the first one, when you're doing some printing processes, is the best one, if you want to put it that way, because like using a tape or something where you're duplicating, it degrades slightly. Now, does it degrade enough that a normal person is going to see it? I doubt it, but that is the theory behind it, is the lower the number, and I'm putting quotes that you can't see because I'm using my hands, the better the version of it is because you're getting the cleanest print of it. that's the idea of a numbering system. It doesn't really apply to Magic cards because they're mass printed. There is no difference in any of these that I can detect. I look through my cards. They're all identical because this is a mass printing process. This is not really like a small shop that's doing a custom mold or whatever, something specific. So that response didn't make any sense to me because I'm sitting here going, well, why would number 1 matter? It doesn't matter because there's no quality loss. So it seemed an odd answer. And I went, you know what? I still love this person's work, but I am backing out of this. I'm backing out of that, and that was it. So I thought it was odd too. But like I said, I don't know everything about Magic and all this stuff. So I thought, but I just went in my head. There's it's this old saying: whenever there is any doubt, there is no doubt. And so when I went, something doesn't seem right, I just went, oh, that's it. I can still admire this person's work. It's still beautiful, but I don't know. There's something odd about this to me. So I was just like, I'm okay. So, like I said, I understand the concept of numbering in some cases, but this didn't seem to be, that answer was very strange to me. So, like I said, I don't want to, not naming anything because I still think this person does beautiful artwork. And it's absolutely their right to do whatever they want with their cards. I am not saying they should or shouldn't do anything. I just found it to be a weird answer, that's all. So, like I said, though, I am fully aware that there's probably a lot of stuff around this that I don't really understand because, yeah, it's odd. Like I said, odd. And maybe this is a perfectly normal thing within the artist community of Magic. I don't know. I appreciate that, by the way. I don't know that I'll ever do any work for them again. This was kind of a weird, out-of-nowhere thing. I would be thrilled to. It was a great experience. Okay. Hey, Artificial, how you doing? Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is it's not so much that I even care about the numbers. I truly don't, because I think that matters to people. Like, I've had people ask for specific numbers, and I think those people are building collections around specific numbers. Like, somebody wanted the number 13. And I went, oh, yeah, sure, I'll give you number 13. So I'm imagining that person probably has number 13 on their thing. That makes sense. I get that. But to say that only number 1 is the one that's got any value, what does that mean? I don't know. It's probably just me. But I was a little bit kind of when that answer. You know what? I feel like my mic is clipping. The little meter went into the red. I'm going to back this down just a hair to 1. There we go. That's fine. Well, hey, I appreciate that, Ryan. Me too. I'm probably going to send another email again to the art director and just say, hey, if you guys need any work, I'm here. Because it was a great experience. And I've said this multiple times, and it's absolutely true. I have heard horror stories about working with big companies when it comes to art commissions, and I've heard more than a few horror stories. So I was sort of dreading it a little bit. I just didn't want it to be a bad thing, but it ended up being fine. Well, yeah, I get that part because it's. That I can understand about having the originals because the art stuff from the older, there's such a different feeling to it. It was like early days of this stuff. The artwork has this kind of nostalgic feel. Even though I wasn't into Magic, when you look at fantasy art from 70s, 80s, 60s, all that type of stuff, it has this different feeling to it, and that I get. Like I understand completely the appeal of the original stuff because it definitely has its own personality to the artwork, and it's pretty cool. Because I know they were with that last batch, they said they had found some older cards and they were randomly putting them into certain things. I actually kind of hoped I would get some of those because I was like, oh, I'd like to have some of this older stuff because I appreciate that kind of art. The older art style, even if it's not, I'm not really, as I've said many times, I'm not necessarily a fantasy guy in terms of my taste, but I appreciate artwork from anywhere, and in particular. You know what? I'm gonna use the. Oh boy, let's see if I screw this up. I probably will. How thick is this? Yeah, it's too thick. All right, let's try this. Probably gonna mess this up. Yeah, it's starting off way too heavy. I'm gonna back it down. Let's try like 3. Here we go. Come on. Ooh, not bad. Not bad. Hui! Well, you know what? Huh. Yeah, now that I see it, I don't like it. Okay. I don't like that it just goes randomly into nothing. So we're going to switch back to the... We'll do what I was originally planning to do, which is just cover it with some hair. Like that. And I'll put some hair on it. Because, yeah, I don't like that tapering at the end there. That doesn't look... It looks weird to me. So that is not going to happen. Oh, my dog is staring at me. It is not time yet. You can wait 10 minutes. I'll tell you. This dog acts as if she's starved when she is truly not at all a starving animal. Not even close. You are very well treated, ma'am. You live a very, very good life here. So don't try to guilt me. I mean, it's going to work anyway, but because I'm a sucker. But don't try it. You eat well. Still, she's staring at me. It's going to work. I know it's going to work. Yeah, all right. 10 minutes. 9 minutes. I'm a complete sucker. I'm such a pushover. I don't know if you can hear her breathing in the background as if, you know, as if she hasn't eaten in forever. Okay, there's the hat. So let's see. That is a separate layer, yes? Yes. So I will be taking a brief pause to feed her so she doesn't wither away into dust. Because, you know, that's the implication. Huh, you're just standing there. Hi, I know. Relax. Thrilling streaming content, me talking to my dog in the background. Boy, I'm good at this. It's such a train wreck. I can't believe anybody even stops by for this stuff. I really can't. Oh, man. Okay, hatband, not headband. Hatband. Hatband. Go. Okay. All right. No, I'll try not to. My wife and I joke about, you know, if I'm 10 minutes late to give her dinner, that there's going to be a PETA van in front of the house getting ready to take me away in shackles. That's what you would think by the way she acts, which is a common, yes, common dog thing, but still, it's very funny. Very funny. What I'll do is one more layer for, yeah, do another layer. Just wait, cutie. Just be patient. 1 second. Get the hat done at least. Okay. Let's do one more. Actually, I don't need to do one more because it won't intersect. Oh, whoa. There we go. Let's do this. There's the shadow. Okay. Yeah, exactly right. No kidding. All right, let me go feed her. So I'm going to put this on for a minute. I'm going to be back. It will be less than 5 minutes because it does not take her that long to eat, but I will mute my mic. Otherwise, you're just going to hear a lot of noise. So I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Be right back. Okay, I don't even think that was 5 minutes. All right, let's see here. Okay, back to it. All right, let's see here. There. All right. Okay, let's get the mouth here. That one might be worth doing with the taper pen, actually. Let's see. Yeah, that makes sense for the taper pen. More than the other one did. At least in my opinion. Yeah, that I like for the taper pen. That one's all right. Yeah, are you full? No reporting me to Animal Protective Services today. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now she's just going to get weird for a while. Because that's what... You have a problem back there. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Let's get the... Wait. La 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 la. Wait. Okay, there we go. That's the reflections. Ears are done. Let's do the neck into the collar. Oh no, did it do it? Oh. Ah, I thought the machine froze. Or not froze, I thought it went to the screensaver. This is okay. I can recover from this really easily. Oh man, it panicked me for a minute there. It'll be back in a second. There we go. Man, I was about to say something not nice. Okay, good. That was just reflector crashing for a minute. That's easy. Reflector is easy to recover from. So that one I'm not as worried about. That's not a big deal. Oh, that's terrible. Wow. I hope the mic didn't pick that up. Well, I have the last 2 or 3 streams, I have had something weird happening, which is definitely related to the Mac screensaver or display sleep options. But I think now at this point I've extended them enough that it won't matter. Although, don't get me wrong, it was stupid. It was stupid that it was happening at all. So, it's fine. But, let's do that, maybe? No. Yeah, okay, I like that. That? No, not like that, though. Do the angles a little bit, like that. Okay. Yep. All right. How do I want to do this? Well, we'll come back to that later. We'll make that decision later. Figure out how I'm going to do the facial hair. I don't know quite what I want to do with that yet. So I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. I will concentrate on doing everything else. Hi. Oh, you got a toy? Come here. Hey. No. Yeah. Dogs are funny. They all do this keep away thing. I mean, that's pretty universal. If you don't give it to me, I can't play with you. Sorry. Nothing I can do for you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what the screen... I don't know why it's putting the screen to sleep or what it was doing there, but... for the moment, I'm not worrying about it too much because I have extended the time on it, and I'm also just randomly clicking on the computer screen here and there to keep it, thinking I'm doing something. So there's always ways to trick these machines into cooperating, I guess. But it's dumb that it was happening at all. I just don't know what was causing it, to be honest, because I thought I checked all my settings. Oh, okay. That's just reflector. It should be no big deal. Just give it a minute. It'll come back. And there it is. Yep, that's easy. At least reflector now comes back very smoothly. A couple versions ago, it wouldn't have been that easy. It would have been a whole thing. But that has gotten a lot better. So I'm not going to complain too much about that because that so far has been very easy to recover from. Okay, that's better. Now we're gonna do another layer. Cause yeah, I don't know what's going on with that display thing. Just made no sense to me. No sense to me whatsoever. I mean, the reflector thing can sometimes indicate that a crash is coming, but I haven't run into that in a while, so I'm hoping that that is at least over with. Because that was, for a while, it was really annoying when it would just crash out for no reason. But that was also, I was also seeing huge CPU spikes, and those have not happened again since I moved from the Twitch beta software to OBS. So I believe that stuff was related to the Twitch beta software just not functioning well. I don't know what else. I haven't gone back to it to see if it's gotten any better. I'm sure it's had updates since, but I don't really see a need to mess with it because this is working fine. So my general approach to these things is, if it works, stick with it till it doesn't work and then figure something else out. I can always go back to Twitch beta if I need to, but I don't think at the moment that's... Oops, come back. Come back. There we go. That's going to be necessary. I hope. So, yeah, it's fine. Okay, let's do this. No, let's not do that. Well, we'll do part of what I was thinking. Just to come up and around and stop there, so that I can do that more smoothly. There we go. Okay, now that is part of that line, so I can do this. Let's do this. Yeah. There we go. That's good. Leave that. Okay. Which line is that part of? That's part of that, so I can actually go ahead and use this layer to come down like this. Come back. You see, I'm not worried about following all these lines exactly. That's not really the point. Drawing like this is more for fun than anything. It's not about being highly accurate, because it's just a gag image, really. So I'm not too worried about it being exactly along my lines. This is not something I have to have straight, strict lines for. So I think we'll be all right. Where's that layer? Let me take a look. Is that this one? Yes, I can use this one. So I can do that. Okay. And yeah, the gun, I'll probably have to fix that gun because it doesn't quite look right, but that's okay. It's fine for this. Because again, I'm not exactly worried about this being, you know, highly perfect or anything. It's a joke image. Okay. I don't know if you can hear the squeaking in the background. But, yeah, did you bring something else that you're not going to let me see? What you got now? Whoops. Let me erase that. What is it? What you got? Give me it. Oh, I can't get that. That thing's way too small. You look like a baby with that in your mouth. She's got this toy that has these little chips and stuff in it, and they're very, very small. So, I mean, she basically almost looks like she's eating it. She won't. We're lucky. She doesn't do that thing that some dogs do where they eat stuff they shouldn't. We've really never had that problem with her, which I'm very happy about. We've been lucky that way. But it still looks silly and rough. Give me. Ah, I got it. I got it. I got it. No, I don't got it. Ah. Fine, you win. I don't think I can get that thing out of your mouth anyway. You got too much of a grip on it. It's easier with stuff where she doesn't have a good grip on it. But when she does, it can be tough. Okay, let's see here. So, oops, that's the eraser. I don't need the eraser. I think that's the sight, so that would probably look more like that. That does not look right to me. I think this actually needs to come back and then go up like that. I think that makes more sense. I don't draw a lot of guns, so I don't know. I don't have this type of thing memorized. But I mean, whatever. It's, again, this is not I'm not exactly worried about this being highly accurate. It just needs to look like what it needs to look like. I can always go look at a reference image if I really want to get it right anyway. I mean, I know there's something else to that, so I can tell that, but can always fix that later. Okay, let's round this out like that. That's fine. Okay, let's do that. I don't like when it blobs the end. I don't know what causes that. It's probably something I'm doing, but it doesn't matter. I don't like it anyway. Okay. So now we have this comes down. Actually, that's probably, now that I look at this, this is probably the actual trigger guard, or whatever that's called. And then that bump there is probably actually supposed to be his finger. I didn't separate them, but that makes sense to me. So I'm sure that's actually what that's supposed to be, is his finger, but I didn't put a separation there. But it makes a lot more sense to me if it is in fact the other side of this finger here. Like that. That makes a lot of sense to me. It's just funny that I didn't bother to do that, put the separator there. Because I'm sure, let me look at my thumb. Yeah, that thumb is very crooked. So let's try it more like that. That looks more like my thumb. I don't think he has a weird thumb. I think I just drew it that way because fingers are tough. I mean, geez, that thumb looks really big too. You know what? I am not going to analyze it that close. It's fine. This is supposed to be a joke image, and not everything has to be in perfect proportion. It's fine, and I'm not going to worry about it. It's obviously not right. I can tell that just looking at it. But his hand also wasn't like this. He was just holding it normally. I did all the weird finger stuff with it, so that finger looks... Okay, wait. Just looking. Yeah, that line is too far. I can fix that. I mean, I don't want it to look stupid. Oh, wait. Wait. Wait a minute. Wait, jeez. What? Hold on. Okay, the hand is like that. Oh, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this hand backwards. I got it. I'm looking at this finger backwards, I should say. I got it. I was like, wait, why is there more to that? Because the knuckle goes back. But, hold on, holding my hand and looking at it. I did make that line too deep. So this line should be more like that. And then it comes like that. Or more like that, maybe. Yeah, that looks... Hold on. Oh, I see what I did. There needs to be more angle to this. So this should be more like... Right? And then this... Let me go to ink eraser. Shade that down. This would then curve upwards like that. Or more like that. Yeah, that fits more. Hands seem like... yeah. Hands can be very, very, very tough. It depends. I will say that. I mean, sometimes I don't think I've ever had any real consistency with hands when I do them. Sometimes they come out really well. Sometimes they don't. I mean, this is a perfect example. Some of these fingers looked really good. Like that bottom, this bottom pinky looked great the way I had it initially. The thumb was wrong. You can see this bump here. Doesn't make any sense. It looks like a mutant thumb. This finger is better than it was. I still don't know that it's really good, but it's acceptable. The trigger finger one is fine. That's okay. But yeah, hands are very tough. And there's different... I think the thing about hands too is that there's no one trick to do them. That's the thing. Because I think what makes hands difficult to some extent is that sometimes drawing a hand accurately is not the right way to draw it. That's one of those things where hands can be very... The gesture of a hand is more important than the accuracy. I'll show you. Just as an example, right? So now I'm holding my hand. Accuracy, more or less, would... Hold on, I'm just doing this. This is the easiest way I can do this, like, quickly. So this is my thumb, right? And then the hand curves like this. And there's a finger there, and there's a finger there. And then it kind of comes down. Now, you know, I mean, even this isn't great. But, and then this finger comes off. Now that's, as ugly as this is, because I'm doing this in 2 seconds. That is, jeez, that is horrifically ugly is what that is. That is fairly accurate in terms of what the hand looks like. But if I was going to draw it, it would be more like, well, I don't know. I mean, this is still going to not be great because I'm doing it very quickly without really looking. But you would have the thumb would be here, and then it would be something like, well, it might be, it would be something like that. And that would be the middle finger coming off. Now, see, that doesn't look right at all in terms of accuracy, but it would be something like that where you would have the motion would be more exaggerated, even if, you know, this doesn't make any sense. This top one looks better than this bottom one, which is probably more accurate just because there's more of a gesture to it. Don't get me wrong, they're both horribly ugly, but, you know, there's more of an accuracy to the accuracy isn't always what you want. Also, what you'll notice is that a lot of artists, and this is not a criticism because every artist does this to some extent, you'll notice that a lot of artists will use the same hand poses all the time, and they're typically the ones that they're really good at. That's another way around it, is do a hand pose that you're good at, and that way you don't have to really worry about it. Or, you know, place objects in front of things. Like if I really didn't like the way this hand was, I would probably angle the gun so you saw less of the hand. But I actually kind of like like I said, the actual hand in the image, the fingers were just normal. They were just curled back. But that's kind of boring to me, so that's why I made the fingers kind of all over the place, because it looks better in terms of there's more of a personality to it, but also it allows me to distort it without it being really obvious. Yeah, you'll see it. Not everybody does it. There are people who are, like everything else in the world, certain artists are good at certain things. So there are artists who are really good at doing hands and feet. Feet's another one. Watch the feet. Feet are a giveaway too. You will notice that a lot of artists I'm not really good at it. I can get feet to work certain ways, but not others, even though there's tricks to that too. I don't draw feet in certain, and even, I'm not just talking about literal feet with no socks and shoes. I'm even talking about shoes on it. I won't draw them certain ways because I just can't get them to look right. Even if they are right, they don't look right. That's another thing. There's a difference between something that is right, meaning it's accurate. I said this with the hands. It is accurate and what looks good. Those are two different things. So there's so much. The thing about art is there's so much latitude in it because, you know, part of what makes art interesting is the personality and the expression and what people do with things, even if they're not necessarily accurate. It's just the way it is. And I think that's a good thing. I don't want everybody to paint like Van Gogh. I don't want everybody to paint like Rembrandt. I want there to be a lot of variation and personality and things that are different and unique about people. I think that's what makes art interesting. If it all looks the same, then, you know, it loses something in there. It should be weird and it should be, you know, within reason, obviously. And different artists have different interests. There are artists who want to be what would be classically defined as a fine artist, somebody who does still lives, or still lifes. I don't know how you're supposed to pluralize that, but who wants to do, you know, paintings of an apple in front of a plate, on a dish, on a table, with flowers in the background, and they want it to look highly realistic. Hey, that's great. Go for it. But I think it's also good to have people who do things that don't look right, or that look off, or weird, or strange. I think that's great too. I don't think we should want one or the other. I think we should want all of that stuff because it makes it more interesting to decide why you like a certain thing or don't. And when art is... I'm not necessarily one of these people who says that art should have to challenge you. I'm not... I think that gets used as a way to bypass doing art as an expression. They say, oh, it has to challenge you. And I don't know. I don't think art has to challenge people necessarily. I'm not all in on that boat. But I don't think it's a bad thing if it does. In other words, if it gets you to look at something differently. But I don't know that it has to be I don't know. When people say that their artwork is meant to challenge people, there are times where I feel like that's true, and I feel like there are times where that's just a excuse for making something exceptionally odd without a real reason behind it. Not, again, that I'm saying that that's an invalid expression of one's creativity. You can make whatever you want to make. I'm not arguing in any way, shape, or form for any type of censorship or proper way to make art. People make what they make because they like what they like. That's great. But I think you can generally tell when somebody has a reason for stuff that they're doing and when they're just kind of making up a reason for what they're doing. And I think that's the nice part is the viewer, the observer, gets to decide whether they believe that or not. It's one of those things that bugs some artists that they can't control how the audience sees their stuff. It's never bugged me. That's something where I'm okay. You know, people get to look at art and decide what they get out of it. It's not my job to tell them. Of course, I also don't make art that I find is particularly challenging. Most of my stuff is pretty easy to understand. An image like this doesn't have a lot of subtext. It's just funny. To me. I don't know if it's funny to anybody else. It's funny to me. So, you know. But like I said, I don't know that all art has to be confrontational. I don't know that that's... I think some people, they place the value on their art on how confrontational it is. And I don't know that always has to be the case. It can be. But I don't know. Like I said, I think people are smarter than a lot of these artists give them credit for. I think there are people who, you know, read, oh, okay, this is supposed to be an expression of this, and they go, I don't really know if I believe that. And that's okay. You don't have to. Okay. And that, by the way, is not to say that artists owe anybody anything. If somebody wants to make something that's completely indecipherable and inscrutable, I guess would be the word for it, go for it. I just like a little bit of honesty in the work. You know, you can. It's almost like people are afraid to say, yeah, I don't really know what this means. I just saw this image in my head. You can just say that. You can just say, I woke up with this image in my head. Perfectly okay. Doesn't have to be your repressed anger with your mother expressed in painting form. It can just be that you woke up and you had a weird image in your head. That is okay. Right. Okay. Where are we here? Well, we're almost up on an hour for the stream, which is what I was aiming for. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. All right, let's see. So, and also because the system hasn't crashed on me, and I haven't had that happen or not happen for a while, so I think I'm going to get out while things are working. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this stream to a close. But I'm very happy that my system did not crash. The reflector crashes I don't care about. That's minor stuff. That's okay. Because those are easily recovered from, so I don't mind those. I was more dreading that the system would go into whatever weird freeze state it keeps, or it has. I think maybe I finally got a solution, which is to occasionally click my mouse on the screen, and that setting that I expanded to 2 hours. I have a hunch, or at least I'm hoping, that will have fixed that. So, thank you, Ryan and Artificial, for stopping by. Ryan, I am really glad that your girlfriend likes the card. I really, really am. I believe that's the first one that... Oops, sorry. I believe that is the first one that somebody has asked me to do as a gift for somebody else. Or no, wait. There was one other one. But not one that was... I think that one was more of they just wanted me to replicate the front art kind of exactly. So it was easier. I didn't really have to think about colors or anything else. They just wanted the front replicated in the back, which is fine. I had no problem doing it. But it was fun to do one for somebody that was a little bit more personalized. So, yeah. Thanks for stopping by for the stream here. And whether you're watching it live or later, doesn't matter to me. I appreciate it either way. And, yeah, we didn't have any technical glitches. So, that's great. I'm going to get out of here before something... before something crashes or before I burp on the mic, which is what almost just happened there, but I was able to stop it. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I really have enjoyed doing everything around Magic has been great, and I didn't think it was going to be terrible. I didn't think that at all, but I have really had great interactions with everybody who's bought a card. Everybody seems to be happy with the work, which is great because this is really the first time I've done this stuff. So I really had no idea how it was going to go, and it's gone really well, and everybody's really nice, which is refreshing because it doesn't always work out that way when it comes to people and doing art and the people that they do art for. Unfortunately, there is a lot of, not in the Magic community, I have to say, very positive there, but other areas, not so much. Yeah, I honestly, I've gotten no kickbacks, no payments, no nothing. There's no reason I'm saying this other than I believe it and I mean it. I had an absolutely wonderful experience working with them. Very collaborative, very encouraging. And then the community after the fact has been great. So my experience has been pretty uniformly excellent. So I have no complaints, which is great because you don't know. You really don't know. So either I got really lucky or it's just that they have improved it, which I would hope they improve it. That's when you have artists that are happy and you work with them, you're going to get better work. I mean, that does seem like a basic thing to think, but that's an easy equation. So anyway, I'm going to get on out of here. So thank you for stopping by. And if you can experience some creativity from yourself, go do it. Otherwise, go watch somebody else's stream, whether they're making music or artwork or writing or whatever, or even playing video games. Who cares? Creativity is wonderful for you. It's good for your mind and your heart and your soul and everything else. And it's better for the world in general. So go experience more creativity. Thank you for stopping by. And until the next stream, take care.